What's up, everybody? It's Sam Frost here from reviewsboss.com, and in this video, I want to talk quickly about skinny mobile broadband. So, if you're watching from anywhere other than New Zealand, go watch something else because this is only relevant to the New Zealand market. But it's a product that I've been using now for a few days, and I'll give a bit of context around why and after I talk about what the product is, because that's probably the first place to start. Although if you're searching a review for skinny mobile broadband, you probably already know. But basically, what it is it's a like a broadband service, so getting fast internet at home. But there are two options I want to talk specifically about: the 60 gig and the 120 gigabyte option. If you look here, it says uses a wireless 4G connection. The unlimited one uses a fixed connection, but these two use a wireless 4G connection. And basically, what that means is when you sign up to either of these two entry level, I guess, skinny broadband plans, the connection you get is not wired in off the street from the fiber network or copper phone lines or anything. It's actually running off the Spark 4G network. I think Skinny is owned by Spark or part owned or something like that. And basically, what it's pitched as is like a really easy to get set up internet service. And this piqued my interest because I've just moved into a new place. It's a pretty new house, and the house itself is wired from the street into the house for fiber. So the new, ultra fast broadband fiber rollout has been completed in this area, and I presume it was wired up when the house was built. And there's also wiring all through the house. So, there's jacking points all over the show, which is really, really neat. But there's one massive problem, and that's that the previous tenants obviously never opted to have fiber broadband. I'm going to assume they probably had something like this. So, of course, as anyone who knows about the whole process of getting fiber will already probably know from painful experience, you've got to get hold of it's Enable down here in Christchurch, actually, I believe. Enable, and they basically sort out the installation of the fiber. So, well, actually, it gets sorted out through your ISP. So I'm with My Republic, although I might not be for too much longer based on some of the experiences I've had, which I'll talk about a little bit in this video, and it leads into why I came across skinny wireless broadband. So basically, I moved into the house not too long ago and found out that the house hadn't really been wired up for fiber. It was in from the street, but without the ONT, the sort of modem-y kind of thing. I'm not a real tech expert in that regard. Without that installed, I can't use fiber. And this is a problem because I'd signed up with My Republic. I'd been with them in my last place, and they'd been pretty good, to be honest. I mean, I signed up with them again for another term, and basically for their fiber service. And it was really my fault, I guess, for not checking earlier on when I moved, inspected the property before renting it, that there was no ONT box installed in the garage. But I was in a bit of a hurry, and basically now I've got the process of they've managed to get Enable to come and do an install. I've had it all approved with the landlord, which is totally cool. There's nothing damaging to the property that needs to be done. They just come and wire up a connection. And the problem is, when I signed up with My Republic, I talked about this, and they said it will probably be 3 to 4 weeks before Enable can come out and do your fiber install, and you've got to get permission and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, that's okay. I said, do you have any interim options? And they said, yeah, we'll send you out a VDSL modem, and you'll be able to use internet on that in the meantime, and we won't charge you any extra. I thought, that's cool. Week passed and no VDSL modem, so I called up My Republic and said, hey guys, what's the deal? Where's my VDSL modem? I can't work because I can't be online. I've blown all my data. I've been in every single coffee shop in Christchurch hogging their internet pretty much. It's not on. And I got a response saying, oh, actually your property is not suitable for VDSL. You're too far from the street or the exchange or whatever the term was that they used. We can't supply you that. You'll just have to wait for fiber install. So basically, I was like, crap, this sucks. I've got no data. or not enough data to do my work, even though the 4G data that Spark offers seems pretty fast. They've got an unlimited plan, but it's unsuitable because you can only tether up to 10 gig and you have to pay extra for that, which is another topic for another time because that's a load of nonsense too. If you're going to call it unlimited, let it be unlimited. That's just misleading in my opinion. But basically, I was like, man, what do? Do I go find some temporary office space? Do I, bite the bullet and buy like a, iPad Pro or something with a cellular capability so I could get the SIM card out of my phone and put it in there? And then in the process, and Spark said if I bought unlimited data for my phone, I could use it in a tablet that has cellular capability and get unlimited, and I could do all my work on that. But in the end, I came across, after a lot of searching around, I came across this option, skinny wireless broadband. And basically, immediately I jumped on, saw the pricing was fair, $39 per month for 60 gig or $49 a month for 120 gig. And I liked how simple it was and the fact that it's basically pitched as, you just sign up, a couple of days later you get your modem and you're good to go. And it's running on the 4G network, which I knew the Sparks 4G network worked well in the house because I'd been using it. And my address, which I won't reveal, showed up fine on the address finder. So basically what I did was went for the $49 120 gig option. Now, when you sign up, you also have to pay $99 for the modem you get, which is a really simple, basic Huawei modem that I presume it must have some kind of SIM card or something inside it. It's tied to your address. So unlike those little hotspot, Vodem sticks you used to be able to get, or there's Huawei ones you can buy and all sorts of different ones, although they're not as popular as they once were. If you look at those, they're really expensive in terms of the data. You might pay $80 at Vodafone for 5 gig of data. Well, here you're paying $49 for 120 gig of data, and the device cost is actually pretty comparable as well. And the reason for that is basically that with skinny wireless broadband, it's tied to your address. So, if your address is 1234 Main Street, you can only you input that address when you sign up, and you can only use your connection at that address. If you move, you can call them up and have the connection changed. But basically, you can't take it with you down to the park and stream or broadcast your signal to all your friends. And it's not a solution if you require the ability to take your connection everywhere with you. That's what phone data is for. This is just something for your house. So anyway, I signed up on the Friday. On the Monday, I had the modem delivered. Really quickly after signing up, I got a dispatch email. I asked a couple of questions on their Facebook page before I signed up. Was really impressed with the promptness of the service and the fact they answered my questions. And that put me in good mind to say I'll try it. So look, long story short, I've waffled on a bit here. Mainly because I want to rant about my annoying experience with trying to get the internet set up. What's it like? What is the skinny wireless broadband like? Well, look, I'm not a network technician or anything, so apologies if what I say is, technically incorrect. I'm just talking from, I guess, anecdotal experience. I've found it really quite decent, actually. I mean, 120 gig of data is not enough for me long term. I share the house with my fiance, but and she's not a massive data user, but I mean, I am. Like, I'm, willfully being careful not to download things or do massive system updates or anything. I'm really just using it for core work that I need to do. I mean, obviously a bit of Trade Me and stuff.co.nz and Facebook and that kind of thing. But look, for day-to-day use, and I haven't tested it on, Netflix streaming or anything, or even intensive YouTubing, but for day-to-day use, it really is pretty decent. I mean, we're getting good coverage all around the house. It works well with all my devices. It was very easy to set up. The only issue I had is that I think there seems to be a little bit of a bug in the activation portal or process. So when you receive your modem, you obviously unbox it, plug it in. There's a bit of a process you have to follow. I couldn't get it to work unless I'd logged into my Skinny account before I tried to verify, what it prompts you to do is enter your verification code that's printed on the bottom of the modem and then log in. Every time I did that, I just got an error saying, sorry, there's been a problem, try again later. And I got pretty frustrated with that. And then I thought, what if I just log into my Skinny account first and try it the other way around? And that worked perfectly. So if you are having issues, give that a try. But I mean, really, it's actually a pretty cool service. This, $99 for the modem, you get to keep it. $49 a month prepaid for 120 gig of data, which, depending on your needs, might be totally suitable. You might not need anything more. If you're just the only person who lives in the house, or you're a really light internet user, and you've also got plenty of data on your phone, through a plan you've got, or something like that, or you're not home much. This could actually be ideal because there's no mucking around waiting for someone to come and do wiring. Great if you're renting a place and you've got a landlord who doesn't want someone to come install fibre. I suspect this is probably quicker than a lot of the copper line internet, although I'm not really sure. There's a money-back guarantee as well. Within 30 days, if you're not happy with the performance, you can return the modem and get your money back, which is cool. Services that I experienced has been really, really good, actually, so far. I mean, plug in and go. Yeah, I had it up and running in about 10 minutes. So look, Skinny wireless 4G broadband, if you're in a situation like I was where you're stuck without wired up internet into your house, whether you're waiting for fibre to install or you can't get fibre, or there's some problem with your copper line system, like you can't get VDSL, give it a look. I mean, it's not the best internet I've ever used. It's obviously nowhere near as good as proper fibre and 120 gig data if you were streaming movies or trying to do 4K content or playing games or something. You're going to blow through that pretty fast. But for my use, that I need it for right at this precise moment in time, which is to tide me over until later in the month when I get fibre installed, it's been absolutely perfect, and I'm really glad I found it. So give it a try. Ask any questions you've got in the comments below. But seriously, I've been really impressed with it.